Hello everybody, hold on a second. We have got a breaking new F126 EA. It's not coming back for next year. And what has happened? Actually, I'm just joking. They are coming back, but it's not in for 2 more years. So basically, what is happening is F126 are tactically getting a DLC for F125. So therefore, as it's on the top EA Sport. EA Sport said there will be no F126 with F125 getting paid 2026 season instead. So the DLC we're gonna get for next year is going to be paid DLC paid expansion. And do I agree with being paid? I get it depends how much they ask you for. If they don't think you tweet, you might want to make a new one. You know what I mean? So don't bother doing CLT, but if it's like 20 20, 15 20, just like the normal price for the CLT that Spider-Man have, it's like 20 20 wasn't it? They can do the same thing with that one. So I guess we can just say there's the good and bad, but we don't have to dive into it for sure. So all new and reimagined F1 game will release in 2027. The property style I got 3 news that we're gonna pick up from instead of just picking one. We can pick 3 to make sure we understand. I have watched a lot, a lot of YouTube. I didn't watch the whole thing. I was basically right now. I just got back from work, had my dinner, and I was like, right, I gotta get into it. So this is basically a pure um first reaction basically is that I'm shocked with the fact that F1 are not coming back for next year for full game. Instead, they're doing DLC. It's a shocker, but maybe it's good. But basically, for the good cause, I don't know. So, EA Sports has announced there'll be no new F1 game next year. City, don't need to read about that one. However, there'll be no F126. EA is going to opt in for release paid expansion for the current title, which is F125. I'm a little bit nervous because I feel like there's still things they need to change, and I wish they can do it for next year. But if they're going for all new reimagination of F127, then I guess awesome, bit nervous, but awesome. I guess. So it's that this Lord, the F125, has received praise from player, media, content creator, and F1 rather than more. And honestly, I have enjoyed the F125, but it feel I spoke about that in my video recently, about what the good and the bad and improvement could be for F125 to go into 26. But just now, that's irrelevant. The whole video is irrelevant unless you wanna put it into F127. I don't know. And then now looking forward, players in F125 will be able to expand I'm over their experience next year with full F2026 FIA Formula One World Championship, which I hope the will, of course, automatically put it straight in for your career mode because, of course, we know the 2026 is a whole brand new destination with the car is completely different. Everything's a bit different. Audi coming in, Cadillac coming in, hang on a minute, I just clocked it. What is it for? The 12th team? Because we know Tatiana is another team. What about my team? That's a good question. What happened to my team? Do you still get to make your own team? Or would you like to go in and rather Tatiana? I have no idea. If it's not that, like, you can basically. How's it gonna do it? The player expansion will be alive in next year. Will alive with sport major change for 2026 season. We'll update the game with a new car, sport vaccination team, and driver. So maybe that had answered our question. maybe it will change and maybe we actually do get Tata Yellow in and everything will be different, the cards and vaccination, all that. That'll be interesting. If that'll be the case. Upcoming 2026 Formula One World Champion season is set to start in Australia on March 8th, which of course I cannot wait. And the EA haven't yet confirmed the release date for the DLC. The paid seed update DLC instead of entirely release that it appears to be start of animal trade. EA said the next full game in franchise will be released 2027 will be reimagined into more expansive experience with a new way to play for the fan around the world. I said, let's carry on. The first experience will expand on what long-time players have loved from the franchise and celebrate the passion of Formula One through the game that immerses both new and long-time players in the modern era of the sport. Okay, so I think I would say team one probably the first experience will expand on what long-time players have loved from the franchise. So are they bringing back classic cars? Are they gonna bring um the classic cars? Probably the only one that I know that a lot of people like in F120, maybe new track or the track returns without being really just on one Hockenheimring on one Nürburgring, but I don't think Nürburgring be allowed in any way. Portimao, poor returns. Just bring them in, please. Just bring them back in. I do like rather on those track, and I don't think it's a big deal. Where I mean, I get the lighting issue, but we'll find out. But I would love to see that, and I think Tractor Car should be the one to come back. What are they gonna do? Because I know a lot of fans loved Tractor Car or the track. My experience to honestly, the only thing I care the most about is Tornado. That's all I care about. I do not care about online. Not too bothered about long play, quick play, so I'm not bothered about that. I care more about Tornado, my team, or rather Tornado. Those two are what I care more about. So are they going to be on big change? I bloody hope so. But I don't want them to do something like NBA do, which is open world where you can walk around. Oh, imagine walking around in a track in a basically like F1 world style in the NBA style and walking around. Don't do that, please. I don't like it. So keep it louder to the Tornado and bring some more immersive experience for the multiple player. And I mean, honestly, from my perspective, Tornado, it should be something they should focus on and bring something extra for online, especially for lately, which is the big thing now, isn't it? And all that sort of thing. But don't bother about Battle Pass, don't bother about F1 World, no one cares. I don't care about that. I don't know about the other player, but I know I don't care about that. And I hope they will focus on Tornado more and bring much better graphics for the stuff. The same for a couple of years, haven't they? So hopefully they will look into something where it'll be more immersive in the Tornado. Imagine if the open world Tornado that I'll make an assumption for and would not mind coming out of my trailer and walk to the track. Imagine you can do that. Imagine your trailer, you wake up in the morning, get out, you walk downstairs, straight to the hospitality, get some coffee, get some breakfast, get your stuff in my shoe, and get out for practice. Qualify that and the long plan. Imagine that. Imagine standing. No, national anthem. Imagine that. Immersive. That'd be awesome. But that thing would take a lot of time and takes up so much GPU energy in format hard drive. That'd be hot to deal with. But honestly, if they do something like that, that'd be awesome. That's my imagination. What if they do that? That'll be awesome. What else do they have? So the tone artisting, the creative down that the studio is still fully committed to the EA Sport F1 franchise, saying this addition to release DLC update for 2022 allowed the perfect time for it to look ahead and build for the future. Honestly, it makes sense, but it's a new Latination. But honestly, they should have done that with F1 25. So F1 24 2025 DLC, and then you already prep for the future of F1 26. But that didn't happen, so I get this. It better late than never. It better late than never. Never. Our multiple year plan extended year excitement with 2026 expansion and reimagine the F1 experience for 2027 to deliver even more for the player at every level around the world. Okay. The release date and price is not yet announced, so we'll find out hopefully the price isn't too much. If it's like £50, then I'm definitely just complain, thinking you should have made the whole time. You should have done that instead of doing expansion. Should make the whole time. If it's 2020, then fine, 30 quid. I dare 40 quid. You're asking too much now, mate. 20 quid is absolutely fine. But I'm gonna touch another one and see if there's anything we to find out more. With the 2026 expansion coming in, maybe that definitely will get some spice to the life of the F1 25 basically, and that hopefully will keep us afloat until 27 comes out. So I mean, I'm not gonna go like, oh, this is stupid or not, but I understand. I mean, I've been leading it out 3 times, but almost 3 times. But like, okay, my son, I get where you're coming from. No issue, no issue. Let's see what we can do for F1 27. Just don't make us lose hope, because we lose hope, that basically made us lose trust in the game, and then if you stop playing, and then you lose your license. That license might go over our license, which is in theory not a bad thing, but we don't want EA to fail, do we? They make pretty good games, majority of it, and they're gonna keep pushing hard. The F1 is getting popular. It is getting popular, and I would love to see the franchise keep going. Another thing, I love F1. Come on, it's a pioneer of the channel. Yeah, it is. In a motorsport perspective, it's a pioneer of the channel, but I need to do a third-person shooter and think in the power before I decided to focus on F1. But I mean, let's just see what happened for this pay 2026 season expansion. Hopefully, 2020 of tour, new car, new Latination, sported Latination, team, driver. We'll see what it's gonna be like. That's all we can say really, and hopefully it comes out in April, 1 month earlier than it normally was, or it might come out in March, but it's unlikely because they have to do this whole um programming on the game to make sure it matches everything that it is in the real life, you know what I mean? So we'll see what happens, but I think that perfectly and perfect time to end it now, and let me know in the comment, what do you think? Were you shocked when you heard it, or were you kind of glad that they are doing the kind of thing? And if I give you my conclusion after read the whole thing, I was like, I'm glad that you now gotta try and get that complete overhaul for F1 27. But after hearing this for the first time, I was shocked. I thought it was cancelled, but thank God it wasn't. So we'll see what happens for the next one, and I'll see you in the next video. So please like and dislike my video. Do I very appreciate it, and peace out.